Welcome to the Hometown Bluegrass Show with Kentucky boys Tim Batts and Josh Williams. Tim is a music promoter, radio host, and passionate bluegrasser, and Josh is a 20-time Bluegrass Guitar Player of the Year. This podcast is all about bluegrass music, where they swap stories, crack jokes, and pick on each other. Josh even plays a song or two in each episode. Plus, they sit down with bluegrass artists and insiders for interviews you won't hear anywhere else. It's music, it's laughs, it's all things bluegrass, right here on the Hometown Bluegrass Show. Now, here are your hosts, Tim Batts and Josh Williams.
Here we are. Hey, everybody.
Hello, and welcome back, sir.
Welcome back. Yeah, man. Left you at the helm last week while I was on vacation, and must I say you did a mighty fine job.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah. I had a good time. I had a good co-host.
I taught you well.
You did, man.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was good to get away. Went to the Smoky Mountains for a week, but man, you just took right over and just handled it like a pro, buddy.
I appreciate it.
No problem, man. Now, if I can just learn to play and sing like you can podcast, then we'll be even. So we'll work on that. Welcome to the Hometown Bluegrass Show, episode number 78 is coming at you this week. And as we wind down, getting close to the end of the month of November here in 2025, we are wrapping up this year. It is slowly coming into the holiday season. So here we are.
That's crazy how fast it's gone by, man.
I know it. It's crazy. Almost Thanksgiving and time to stuff our bellies.
I don't need a holiday for that.
Tell me about it. I only eat when I'm awake, so I'm good. So. What do you prefer, ham or turkey?
Turkey.
I'm a ham guy. See?
Are you really?
Yep.
I love ham.
I love them both, but I really, if I have the choice, I'm going to pick ham over turkey any day.
Are you really? Why is that?
I don't know. It's just always been my preference. When they're laid out on the Thanksgiving table and I'll eat ham, I usually grab, if it's a deep fried turkey, I'll get just a little bit of the skin and just a little bit. But I don't know. I just always preferred ham. So I'm going to try I found a recipe for the honey baked ham that I'm going to try this year. It's supposed to be as close to a honey baked ham as you can get. So I'm cooking Thanksgiving dinner at our house for our kids because we're going to have both two grandkids on Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So she'll be watching the kiddos, and I'm going to be cooking dinner. So
I see.
I'm going to try my hand at a honey baked ham. So see how that goes.
See, we always do ham at Christmas time.
Yeah, a lot of people do. Turkey, Thanksgiving, ham at Christmas. I'd rather have ham for both. But I haven't hardly met
two holidays being the same thing, man. You gotta change it up a little bit.
It ain't about the food for me. The holiday is all about what goes on, being with family, gathering around the table and all that fun stuff. So I mean the food's obviously awesome, but I don't know. Christmas just gets on my nerves sometimes because it gets so over marketed and publicized and drug out and people lose their minds over how much they're going to spend on people and all that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Thanksgiving's always been my favorite holiday just because it's more of a family feel to it or something, a little more homely or something.
Huh.
I don't know. That's just me.
Okay.
But we'd love to hear what your favorite holiday is. Thanksgiving or Christmas? What do you prefer? And do you prefer ham or turkey? Send us a message on Hometown Bluegrass Show Facebook page. See if we can start a heated debate.
You never know these days, man.
I know it. But yeah, you and Weldon had fun, sounds like, on the podcast last week.
We did, man.
I enjoyed listening to it. It was really odd to actually sit and listen to it and not be there. But
not be a part of it, yeah.
That was cool. I love the little Name That Tune game y'all played.
That was fun. He did good.
Yeah, he did really good. That was cool. That was the trivia question I did this week. I asked who.
I thought maybe so, yeah.
I said, what was the last song that Josh had to answer on the Name That Tune? And so two people answered it, and one of them got a McEwen pick, one of them got a Page Capo. So anyway, but yeah, I thought that was great. I'll tell you who my favorite version of that song is, though. Well, crap, I just drew a blank on the name of the song. Drink You. The last song that he asked you, Dying to Hold You Again.
Dying to Hold Her Again.
Alicia
Yeah.
Nugent. It sings my favorite version of that song.
I don't know that I've heard her version of it.
Man, it is so good.
I'm just familiar with Don's because we do it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I knew y'all did, but
But it doesn't surprise me that she does. I mean, it's a Jerry Sally song.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's worked a lot with Jerry Sally.
yeah, it's
And Carl produced her records. You know,
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, Carl
Okay.
Jackson did, yeah.
I just love her. Well, as a person, but I love that version of that. But
I love her too. I haven't seen her in forever.
I know.
Nugie, if you're listening, hey.
I know it. Yep. Yeah, I was trying to find a version of it here real quick. But
What album is it on?
I think it's on her Hillbilly Goddess album.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it is right here. It's oh, it's not plugged up. My roadcaster isn't plugged up, but anyway,
Could have just pulled your mic down there to it. I was hearing it pretty good.
Yeah, it was, but it was pretty cool.
There you go.
He drags into work, unaware of the proof on his breath.
Well, she's a great singer.
Most men would get fired.
I got talking to this, don't I? Yes, that's always been my favorite. I love that whole album she does. Hillbilly Goddess, but
That's a good one. And Little Girl, Big Four Lane's a good one too.
yep, sure is. So
That's the album that she did the song for Jimmy Martin on, The Dozen White Roses.
Oh yeah,
Was the Little Girl, Big Four Lane.
yeah. Gosh, that was 2006. Wow.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that song was I don't even know how many people really knew that much about it. We've talked about it before on the show, I think, but that was the song that when Jimmy Martin was passing away, was basically on his deathbed. The Grand Ole Opry had they were considering whether to make him a member or not, you know, before he died. And I guess they decided to send him a dozen white roses instead of making him a member.
Oh wow, I didn't
Yeah.
know that story.
Yeah.
So they didn't make him a member ever?
No, he never did.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder who makes those decisions. Like,
I don't know. I
how does
think
that even work?
I think, well, Jimmy was amazing, the stuff that he did, you know, but Jimmy was also very self-destructive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I don't mean this to be disrespectful in any way, you know, because I had the utmost respect for him, but you know, he tended to rub a lot of folks the wrong way,
Yeah.
and
Well, who was it we talked to about that spent a lot of time with him? Was it Ronnie Bowman or was it that spent a lot of time writing with Jimmy Martin and I can't remember. We had him on the show,
I don't remember.
but he kind of talked about it, how he was a little edgy and
Oh yeah. He was rough.
maybe
He was
maybe it was Marty Rabin. I can't remember, but
could have been.
anyway. But yeah, well, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Lots of crazy stories over the years throughout the bluegrass story, as Carlton Haney would say. It's all just part of the bluegrass story.
Yeah.
But that's where the whole thing, I think it had to do with playing the Opry, was somebody had asked Jimmy one time, you know, why he wasn't a member of the Opry, and his answer was 2 reasons: jealousy and stupidity. So,
Stupidity.
yeah.
That's funny. I'll be darned. Would you play anywhere in the last couple weeks?
Yeah, I played over in Arkansas.
Oh, that's right. Mountain View.
Yeah, Mountain View, Arkansas. Had a good time there. And then this past weekend, I didn't. I had Weldon and Whitley at the house, so
Yep.
that was kind of nice to have some time off and be able to spend a weekend with them.
Did you go to Vicky Vaughn's thing at the Kentucky Opry?
I did not.
I didn't either. Of course, I was out of town, but that was. I saw that she played there Friday night. I'd like to have seen that.
She had her record release party.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I figured you'd have been at that. But I think she's playing there again in December, I think. So I think I saw that on their website, but that's cool.
Yeah, Vicky's great.
Yeah, she's awesome. So, anything else exciting going on in your world?
Not so much. I've got another trip coming up next weekend, which would be Thanksgiving weekend.
You're about to conclude another trip here in a couple of days, another trip around the sun.
Yeah. That's right.
On Thursday.
Yep.
Happy birthday, man. A couple days early.
Yeah, well, by the time this airs, I'll already be a day late, you know, so I mean, thank you.
Yeah, no
I'll
problem.
be all of 45.
I know it. Miss Emma that works here told me I should get you flowers since you said I didn't get you flowers. So
Give me my flowers while I'm living.
I know it. I should have got them for you, but I thought
And let me
that'd
enjoy
been kind of gay,
them
so
while
I didn't.
It's all right.
Oh man, well, cool. Well, we got a great guest coming up tonight. We're excited to talk to a guy that neither one of us really know, Austin Scelzo. We're going to talk to him, and he's an up and coming artist, and see what he's up to, and kind of learn more about him. And Josh is going to play us a tune on my newly refurbished Martin guitar here in a little bit. So we'll see how that sounds, and we'll talk about that when we get back. So y'all hang on. The Lake House Inn at Sled Creek has undergone complete renovation in 2023. Our outdoor space is unlike any other at Kentucky Lake. With 2 in-ground pools, 18 rooms, and 4 cabins, we're just a stone's throw away from Kentucky Dam. If you're looking to make memories with your family, this nostalgic inn is for you. Welcome to your lake house, where modern meets rustic and becomes home. Reserve online at lakehouseinn.com.
Custom Automotive in Calvert City, Kentucky has been a family-operated business for over 50 years. When you call Custom Automotive, you'll talk to an experienced tire and wheel expert. They install wheels and tires on thousands of vehicles every year in addition to their online sales. Stop by and thank them for supporting bluegrass music. Custom Automotive, Highway 62, Calvert City, Kentucky, 270-395-7611. Or visit them online at customautoonline.com.
Howdy, friends. I'm Banjo Ben Clark, and you're listening to my good buddies Tim Batts and Josh Williams on the Hometown Bluegrass Show. You've tuned in because you like valuable conversation about the world's best music. And if you want more good stuff like that, come on over to my website, banjobenclark.com, where you can learn how to play and purchase anything you might need when it comes to bluegrass-related instruments and accessories. My Gold Pick members over there can access hundreds of lessons for banjo, guitar, and mandolin with all kinds of resources to help you move on down the road with your picking skills. And if you're looking to purchase something, the deals can't be beat at Banjo Ben's General Store. All there on the same website, banjobenclark.com. Now back to the show.
Thank you, Banjo Ben. If you need to move on down the road with your picking skills, then head over to banjobenclark.com and buy you some good stuff.
That's right.
That's all there is to it. So
That's right. And we still got the code to use for that?
yeah, Hometown 10. Hometown 10. If you buy something on there, use that promo code when you check out, and we'll take 10% off your order just for listening to our podcast.
Yeah.
It's that easy.
I'm glad that's still going on because I said that 2 or 3 times in the podcast.
I heard that,
week.
yeah.
I was trying to remember important things to say. You know, I was like,
yeah, it did great, man.
even Weldon was on top of it. He started it.
I laughed so hard at the end when you said, all right, we're going to end it like me and Tim. You got time to breathe. He goes,
Yeah,
I forgot.
He said, you got time for, I don't remember what it is.
I died laughing. It was so funny.
Oh, yeah, it was hilarious. He was like, I'm sorry, I forgot. I was like, no, it's okay. It just makes it that much better.
I know
It just makes people love you that much more, man.
That was classic. So.
Because I even told him beforehand that's what we do, you know, when we was in the last commercial or whatever. And,
Oh, yeah?
And by the time we got to it, he forgot. And it was funny.
You got microphone shock, I guess.
Yeah, it happens. He gets nervous behind the mic sometimes. And that's easily done, you know. I mean, I still get nervous behind it sometimes.
Heck yeah. Well, cool. Well, what are you going to play for us, man? Hadn't thought about it, have
I
you?
hadn't even thought about it. And the reason I hadn't thought about it is because I was thinking about Chris Jones.
Yeah.
You know,
He got out of the hospital.
He's out of the hospital, and his family has arrived over there, and he is with them. I assume they're probably on their way back home at this point. Although I don't know. I haven't checked that far. Have you seen if they're back yet or anything?
I just saw that he was out of the hospital.
Yeah, I saw that he was out, and I saw that Sally and Joanna were with him. Then I was looking through bluegrasstoday.com, and I saw where Irene Kelly had a really bad fall.
Really?
Yeah. And she, I guess, was on her bike when she fell.
Dang.
So, and she has a cabin out in Cades Cove in East Tennessee near Gatlinburg. And I'm starting to wonder, what did you do? Did you sabotage her bike or something while you were out there?
That's where she fell, riding through Cades Cove?
I don't know. I was just,
I mean, nobody has a cabin in Cades Cove because it's national park. So
well, I mean, she said that she thought she has her cabin is in Gatlinburg, but she is close to Cades Cove.
Yeah.
And it says, sounded like a perfect day out. Fall scenery was beautiful. Encountering deer, all kinds of stuff. And then, I guess, while she was riding her bike, it unfolded on its own. She has one of them foldable e-bikes, you know?
Oh.
And sending her to the road face first, unfortunately. So
Dang.
yeah,
That's awful.
Says that she tells us the right side of her face was pretty banged up, including a black eye, and she broke her right arm and elbow, requiring surgery that left a plate with pins.
Good Lord have mercy.
Yeah. So speedy recovery to her. My goodness.
No doubt. Oh, she's a fiddle player, right?
No, Irene Kelly, the songwriter.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's dang. I saw a lot of bikers in Cades Cove. We were just there a few days ago, and there was a lot of signs that were like danger, and it showed like people falling off bikes on the sign. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. That's her.
Yeah.
She's a great songwriter. I've done a few things with her in the studio. It's been a couple of years now, but she's great. She's a very talented lady.
That's cool.
And I hate that, man. Greg Cahill, if you are in listening distance, man, be careful. Because I don't want to be the one to have to read about you falling over, which has happened many times, but it's always been funny. Let's keep it at funny. Let's not get hurt.
Yeah, don't damage your face.
There was one time we were playing in Park City, Kansas, and I was still in the band at the time. And we were playing a lot at the time with the Rarely Heard, so that would have been Robert Stack and let's see, who else? It would have been Jeff. I think Ned Luberecki was playing banjo back then, and then Shane Bartley would have been playing mandolin. But anyway, so we were in Park City, Kansas, and Greg decided to be funny as he's going by those guys, that he would like act like he's starting to trip, you know, as he's walking by. Well, then he really does start to trip. He acted too well and started literally falling and then couldn't stop himself.
Oh, my gosh.
It was classic. Just good stuff.
So what band came first, Seldom Seen or Rarely Heard?
The Seldom Scene.
I thought so.
Although there was another band named Rarely Heard, if I remember correctly. There was another group, and I'll have to think about who it is or who it was before the Rarely Heard that we know from Ohio. But there was a group that called themselves that, and it was a fairly well-known bunch of guys. Like I can't remember who all was in it. I'm not going to even try to guess because I don't want to be wrong. Everybody will be like, "Oh, he's not right." But I'll figure it out. If I don't get it by the time we're done with this one, I'll try to remember it for the next one. But yeah.
Well, then there was that one band that never sang. They were the Never Spoke.
Never Spoke?
Yeah.
Oh, where's your?
We're not even going there. It's so bad.
Not even worth that.
Not even worth the rim shot. No, not at all.
Well, that's a shame, man. Well,
So what you got, man?
I don't know. I suppose nobody wrote in and asked anything.
They didn't, and we need you to send in your requests. And I mean, you could do what you were playing before we went on the air. You know, Jack and Diane.
If I knew all the words to it, I probably would. I wouldn't be afraid of it, that's for sure. Well, this is a song that was written by one of the greatest songwriters of all time. And when I wrote this song, I was actually I'm kidding.
Now I can do that.
Yeah. So hey, okay. Thank you. Be here all week. Try the veal. Be sure to tip your wait staff. One song that I actually have been listening to a lot, and I've done this because I actually got to play an original version of this song to my kids who had never heard anybody's version except for mine when I was with Special Consensus. But Michael Martin Murphey wrote a song called "Carolina in the Pines," and he did it very different than the way that we did it when I was with Special C. And but the really cool thing was when I was still touring with my own band, my agent at the time was Jim Rowe, and he got a phone call from Michael Martin Murphey's agency, his folks. And we were going to be playing in Owensboro at the same place. And he wanted us to back him up on Carolina in the Pines because he loved our version of it. So I thought that was just awesome.
That is awesome.
So, but this is kind of a version. This is kind of a little bit more like his version, and so it's very different. But let's see if I can get through it like this because it's very cool in its own respect. She came to me, said she knew me, said she known me a long time. And she spoke of being in love with every mountain she'd climbed. And she talked of trails she walked up far above the timberline. From that night on, I knew I'd write songs with Carolina in the Pines. There's a new moon on the 14th. First quarter, the 21st, and the full moon in the last week bring the fullness to the earth. There's no guesswork in the clockwork of the world's heart or mind. There are nights I only feel right with Carolina in the Pines. As the frost shows on the windows and the wood stove smokes and glows, as the fire grows, we can warm our souls, watching rainbows in the coals. And we'll talk of trails we walked up far above the timberline. There are nights I only feel right with Carolina in the Pines. That's a very different version than what I normally play.
I'd say so, man. So, what key were you playing that in? D?
No, it's an A.
Is it A? Okay.
Yeah, but I'm just using a lot of like the
sevens and
yeah. Well, like
yeah. What would that
so that
chord
would be? Here's your A.
Okay.
Let me take this off. I'm wondering where that buzzing was coming from. That's probably because this capo's loose up here. So it would be
B7.
so that's like a bottom of an E, but I've still got the A.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like an E7.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay.
So it would be. I think it's this chord buzzing on this thing's what
cool.
it is, but yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh,
So cool, man.
yeah, man.
That's awesome. All right. We're going to take a quick break so we can get Austin Scelzo on the phone. He's got things to do and people to see, and so we're going to try to tackle him while we can. So good job, my friend. As usual, I loved it.
Thanks, man.
Y'all don't go nowhere. Be right back.
For over 50 years, Puckett's Jewelry in Benton, Kentucky has been a trusted choice for fine jewelry that will last a lifetime and help you celebrate life's most precious moments. The new owners, Bart and Hannah Lewis, are excited to continue the Puckett's Jewelry legacy in Marshall County and are proud to support bluegrass music. Puckett's Jewelry on the Square in Benton, Kentucky. Visit them online at puckettsjewelry.com.
Looking for expert insurance advice from a team that truly knows Western Kentucky? At Paducah Insurance Agency, we're more than just policies. We're your neighbors, helping you protect what matters most. With locations in Paducah and Benton, Kentucky, we offer home, auto, business, and life insurance with top carriers like Erie Insurance, all at competitive rates. Locally owned and committed to your peace of mind, Jared Morgan and his team are here to help. Call Paducah Insurance Agency today at 855-853-4763 or visit paducahinsurance.com. Paducah Insurance, coverage you can count on from people you trust.
Hey, this is Josh Williams for Page Capos. The Page Capo is lightweight, durable, and quickly attaches and allows you to change frets with ease. With controlled tension capabilities, Page Capo always stays in tune. But don't just take my word for it. Page Capos is also used by folks like Vince Gill, Ron Block, Tim O'Brien, Cody Kilby, Tommy Emanuel, and James Taylor. So don't trust just any capo. Use what the pros use. Listen to the Hometown Bluegrass Show podcast for your chance to win a Page Capo on every episode. Do what I do and trust Page Capos. Order online at pagecapo.com.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Hometown Bluegrass Show. You have tuned in to bluegrass music and news at its finest.
Wow.
That sounds fancy, didn't it?
What did you read that off of?
I didn't. I just made that up.
You looked at
no,
your
I didn't.
computer.
I
love that.
You said that.
That's right. Hey, we're trying to impress our guest here, man.
Yes.
This is a classy guest we've got coming up here. So we appreciate him taking the time with us. We've got Austin Scelzo with us tonight. How are you, sir?
Hey, folks, doing great, and that intro sounded wonderful.
Thank you, man. I rehearsed on that for at least a half hour, so yeah, not really at all. But we definitely don't rehearse anything here.
No.
But
It's the Tony Rice school of, hey, it's a loose gig.
That's right. Hey, we're all in it together.
That's right. So you sound like a very busy dude, man. You've got a lot going on, not only with your music, but teaching lots of classes and music and singing and stuff. So tell us about you and what's going on, man.
Well, yeah, I've always kind of burnt the candle on both ends, a little dangerously, but but it's all because I love it. I fell in love with this music, bluegrass music, when I was in college, and I'm sure many people who are listeners can relate to the way that it just kind of takes over your life,
Yes, absolutely. I'm sure Josh can definitely relate to that, can't you? Mr. Williams?
Yeah, oh yeah, it happens.
It happens to the best of you. That's right. So you, unlike a lot of our guests, it's the typical bluegrass mantra where, I was raised in the mountains and my daddy played guitar and my grandpa, and I was raised in a bluegrass band. And your story is quite a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, man. In a lot of ways, I wish I'd have that, but it's not my story. And I really just, as you spoke, you reminded me of last week. A big part of what I do is demonstrate bluegrass music to the audiences in New England who mostly have never heard it. If I do an educational program at a school or a library, no one's ever seen a banjo, seen a mandolin, or anything like that. So it reminded me of this couple of weeks ago. We, talked to the crowd about Uncle Pen, the old Bill Monroe number with the great fiddle number, telling the story of Uncle Pen's of Bill Monroe's uncle playing fiddle for all the dances. And the librarian kind of ran out of the room and excitedly came back with this book. That was a brand new book to the library. That was the story of Bill Monroe, and it had the whole lyrics and story of Uncle Pen on the back of it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
Very cool.
That is so cool. So tell the folks who may not know Austin Scelzo, because you're based in, is it Connecticut or?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. So you live in Connecticut. So you're in the New England area and that area. So, but bluegrass is pretty prevalent up there, but I guess maybe not quite as popular as here in Kentucky, I guess, but.
Yeah. To the average, I think there's a ton of festivals, which makes it really easy for someone who dips their toe in the waters to kind of get hooked and spend their whole summer, easily being able to make it from one festival to the next. But other than that, I grew up without a semblance of an idea of what this music sounds like. I didn't even really hear much country music growing up. It wasn't until I was 25 before I heard Merle Haggard for the first time. So wow. It's an interesting kind of world up here in New England, and you can go the farther north you get, the more interestingly enough, in either direction, north or south, you get more country music. In Montreal and Canada, we play a lot of festivals in Ontario where people are just crazy for country and bluegrass music. But here in, Rhode Island and Connecticut and Massachusetts, even though there's a good history of it, New York State too, even though there's a good history of the music, at a lot of venues that Bill Monroe played when he was coming through New York and Connecticut and Massachusetts and all that. If you weren't plugged into that scene, you might go your whole life never hearing it. So I've kind of made my own mission as a, now former public school teacher to kind of help spread the news about how awesome this music is and its community, and share kind of the joy of jamming and hanging out at festivals and, finding nooks and crannies in these buildings to jam into the late hours and things like we all love.
Yeah, well, that's cool. So do you have a regular daytime job, or do you make your living playing and teaching music?
I was a public school teacher until 5 years ago when I attended Pete Wernick's bluegrass camp up in upstate New York. And I attended as a student on a huge scholarship, living out of my Honda Element down the road and making soup on a stove outside and all that. But I hung out late with all the teachers at the time, and kind of Pete took notice to that. He knew I was a school teacher, and he can tell I was really psyched about the music. So he mentored me and helped me. He and another guy who's been a big part of my kind of transition as a bluegrass musician and educator, Christian Howes. The two of them just guided my whole path outside of that safe public school 9-to-5 job into a career playing and teaching bluegrass music. So I've been doing that for about 5 years now.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. So I see you have a big online presence of teaching students, but are most of your students in person, or do you do online as well, or what?
At this point, my schedule is so crazy that I have a bunch of group classes here and there. I've got an online weekly fiddle class that people are part of an online school, and kind of they attend weekly Zooms and things like that. And then I do all sorts of classes and camps and things. I'm doing, this harmony singing class, and I have my own jamming camp, and I teach at a lot of the other camps and things like that up here. So it's a bit of a mix of everything. YouTube is a big way that people find me, although many of them don't recognize me when they see me in person, because I started that YouTube channel when I was a public school teacher, all buttoned up with glasses and short hair and all that.
And the bluegrass way is caught up with
part
him.
of the picture.
Yeah. Now he has those long flowing locks, I see. So-
Which is funny. We just had Sean Camp on here talking about how his hair's long now, but when they go back out on the road as the Earls of Leicester, he's going to have to get a bluegrass haircut. That's what he's calling it.
So I've heard. Yeah, that is funny.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So you didn't get bit by the bluegrass bug until college, but I mean, did you grow up playing some other type of music and playing instruments and stuff?
I always had kind of the heart of a teacher. I had a private teacher on violin who, just loved his job so much. He would come back from vacation and say he would miss, being in his local, music school teaching, sharing music with people. I kind of learned, like most people in New England, learned an instrument in, school programs. So there's a lot of orchestra programs up here. I was a part of that, but even more so band. I was learning all sorts of instruments and, kind of a instrumentalist just by nature of kind of being intrigued and interested in music and being the guy who would say yes when the band teacher says, "Can you learn mellophone?" And I didn't even know what that instrument was.
I still don't.
I don't
It makes
either.
me feel
Yeah, I
better.
don't have a clue.
Yeah. I got to tell, I was probably 15 when I said yes. My mom was driving me home, and I remember saying, "So, Mom, what is this instrument anyway?" I just said yes to him because I figured, I could figure it out. And she's like, "You don't know what it is?" Like, I don't know what it is either. It wasn't until I got home and opened the case that I realized what I said yes to.
Oh, Lord. I'm going to have to Google that now.
I'm already on it. Oh,
Josh
okay.
is on it.
Yeah. It's one of those.
Oh, it's like a cornet kind of thing.
Well, it's like it's bigger than that, though, right? It would be more like a. So
basically, it's a
like,
marching French horn.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
It's the same idea as a French horn, but it shoots your sound forward because it's meant for like a marching band. If you're you never think about this, but if you're in a marching band, all the instruments, you got sound going straight. You're walking straight. If you're the only instrument and your French horn, faces backwards, so it's like you're playing to people behind you.
And you got your hand stuffed in the bell of a regular French horn, right? I mean, isn't that where you hold it? Like,
yeah, that's right. Yeah. But the funny thing about this is, the mellophone has such a big horn, it covers your face no matter which you're facing. So like my parents could never find me. I was just a floating bell,
So it's good for ugly people. So we would work great playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a face for radios.
That's absolutely true.
That's so
face for radio. Yeah, man. So anyway, I mean, that was just my story growing up. I always loved learning new instruments. So when I discovered, the mandolin and then bass and guitar, and I've been learning bluegrass banjo through Eli Gilbert's online thing. It's great too. That's a challenging instrument, I got to say. I've played fiddle for a long time. 3-finger style banjos, his own challenges, but I love playing them all and sharing, learning enough to share and get people started.
I think a lot of it depends on where you start too, because I started my first thing that I learned how to play when I was 5. I played ukulele. My grandmother taught me how to play that, and then my dad showed me some guitar chords. But when I was 8, I fell in love with the banjo, and I started playing banjo at age 8. And it took me about a year to kind of get the grasp of it. But once I did, that just opened up the door of possibilities, for me as a bluegrass musician. I wanted to learn everything, and fiddle was actually one of the latter things that I learned. I started kind of getting serious around age maybe 14 or so on the fiddle, and took some lessons and stuff. But most of my fiddle playing, which you can't hardly find it anymore, and for good reason now. But I did play for a little while, for about maybe 10 years. I was, a fairly decent fiddle player. But when I got the job working with Rhonda Vincent, I stopped playing fiddle. And in fact, I was actually the first time I ever did play with her, I played fiddle. But when I got the gig on guitar with her, that kind of changed all of my perspective from, I was a banjo player, then I went to mandolin and fiddle, and then, guitar became my main instrument. So therefore, everything else kind of got put on the back burner. And just as I'm sure it probably is for anybody, when you set the fiddle down and then a few years later you go to pick it up, it's very, very humbling instrument, it definitely will humble you very quickly because
do I know that.
Yeah.
Just put it down for a couple days and you'll feel it in the fingers.
Yes, absolutely. So I think it just kind of depends on where you start at, because that's where I was, where once I got that grasp of the banjo, the bowing and the no frets and all that kind of stuff and having to reposition my hand differently to bring my elbow down and all this stuff to be able to hit the notes, with the tips of my fingers as opposed to how I'm used to holding a banjo or a guitar neck or mandolin neck, and all that. So I think a lot of it's just really perspective on where you start at, but I totally get it. Even now, I haven't been playing a lot of banjo in a long time, but I still play it occasionally. And, I just the last couple of times I've played it, I was on the Opry with Rhonda. And then, of course, one of those times we had these songs picked out, and at the very last second, she turns around and she says, "Let's do Rocky Top." Well, I had not practiced anything fast. So,
yeah.
So it's like not only
it's just one of those things you get a wall,
Yes.
You can play to a certain speed, then you're falling off the train.
Exactly. So that's the kind of what happened. But anyway, so it's interesting that you said that though. But it's definitely perspective. Definitely perspective.
That's crazy. So you play all the different bluegrass instruments, Austin?
Yeah, a big part of what I do is teaching the Wernick method. Pete Wernick developed this great system of getting people to, focusing the instruction on jamming, getting people, to stop just endlessly buying books and taking private lessons, but really get with people that are, in a similar ability level and teaching them how to do simple 2 and 3 chord songs. So, I'm always switching instruments and making sure that the local jams kind of have good representation of each instrument and kind of demonstrate things. So that's a big part of what I do.
That's great, man.
That is great. That's the best way to learn, I think. Is I didn't start till later in life. I was probably 30 before I started playing, but trying to just learn from reading a book or whatever, I just didn't do. But when I started playing with other people, that's when I really started getting a lot better.
Yeah, and honestly, for me, Pete Wernick was a big part in that for me too. And I say that because as a kid banjo player, I was going to his banjo camps, and when he put together the Bluegrass Youth All-Stars, it kind of opened a door for me. I got to meet. Of course, we were 12 and 13 years old. I already had known Cody Kilby through playing the contest circuit with him, and I knew Mike Cleveland because we were both from Kentucky at the time. But Chris Thiele was still in California, and they put us all together for this Bluegrass Youth All-Stars performance on the IVMA award show. And then, but that led to friendships that still exist to this day because of that, and getting to play with somebody my age as opposed to how it was here growing up. I was the only kid, and everybody else was in their 50s and 60s. You know what I mean? And Pete was just he has a way of being able to break it down. And I always called him Coach. I don't know why we did that, but I guess just because it was kind of like a school type of thing, where we were practicing and all this kind of stuff, just like a ball team would. So we called him Coach Wernick, but I still call him Coach to this day. But
I love it.
Yeah, but he just has a way of explaining it. It's very foolproof almost, the way that he explains how it all works together. It's very,
I agree.
very
and as
good.
a person who studied education, when I discovered his method, it was really clear to me that it was well thought out and an excellent resource for people. And it's the reason for that is because he's such a stickler with getting feedback. Every class, which is now, he's done hundreds of classes all over the world. Every class, the students get 3, hey, reminder to fill out this survey about what it was like. What would you want to see more of? What would you want to see less of? And so he's always been, big on collecting, spending hours reading through these comments and kind of making the system even better and better for people.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
There's a reason they call him Dr. Banjo. So.
That's right. Oh, I wanted to add that he one of the reasons I feel like I had such an affinity with him is that it takes a real special person to have what he calls the teacher's heart. And I noticed it because, now we're co-running this camp that I mentioned earlier at Silver Bay in New York State. And we'll sit, together in the front row watching the students at the end of the week, in their little jam groups of 5 or 6, perform their one big song, on this big stage in front of all their peers. And the entire time he's got this big, huge smile, when they're struggling through, Take This Hammer or whatever at 90 beats per minute or whatever, but they're doing it. And him and I just share that delight, in getting people to start. A lot of them start, having never sung in front of anyone before. They start just terrified of being heard or the spotlight being on them. And then at the end of the week, they're up there performing their songs, and putting their all into it. And it's just it's a delight to see.
That's just great.
So cool. So when you're teaching, do you have a band that you perform and do gigs and festivals and stuff?
Oh yes, I'm involved in two groups that keep me booked up every weekend. One group, the Rock Hearts. You mentioned kind of the New England scene. The Rock Hearts are made up of members who are, who played with all sorts of folks. Our banjo player was was Joe Val's, banjo player, and our lead singer Alex McLeod, subs with Tony Trishka all the time up here, and Rick's played with Jonathan Edwards and all these great folks. So that's a kind of a band I joined 4 years ago that's gotten great radio play. We go to Nashville every year to record and work the XM thing and all that. And the other group I play with is called On the Trail. It's a little bit more progressive. The guys I went to college with, and they've been doing great too. We're actually now working with the same record label that Rock Heart's working with, 615 Hideaway, with Sammy Passamano, and he's helped us get just as of this weekend. I think I remember telling you this weekend was particularly good because a song that I wrote with On the Trail just made it to Sirius XM Bluegrass Junction this weekend. So
awesome.
Just liked about that too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sammy's a great guy too. So that's really neat. Well, sound like you're a busy dude. And speaking of which, I think you've got a room full of students waiting for you upstairs. So.
That's right. I'm hearing the footsteps upstairs. So I think they're ready to get some harmony singing going on.
Well, I appreciate you taking a few minutes, Austin, and talking with us, man. It's been a pleasure, and we'd love to pick your brain more, and maybe we can do so in the future. But
yeah, we'd love to have you back on if you can.
Yeah, man.
That would be great.
Well, thank you so much, man. Enjoy teaching your class, and keep the bluegrass spirit alive up there in New England.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for your support.
All right, buddy.
Take care.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right. All right, man. What a cool dude.
Dude, fine young man.
Yeah, that's awesome. His website's impressive too, austinscelzo.com, AUSTINSCELZO.com, Austin Scelzo.
Yes.
So, but does a lot of online lessons, and he's a busy man.
He very much is, yeah.
That's cool.
And if I could grow hair, I would grow it just like that right there, man.
He's got some beautiful hair, man.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, he's a handsome dude.
If I could grow hair up there.
That's right. Oh man. Well, cool, man. Well, I loved your Carolina in the Pines version, man. That was really cool. I'd never heard that version before, so that was pretty cool. I do miss the little dramatic pause in the Special C version there on the third verse. That's like always the time I go,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's hard to beat the Special C version, but that was beautiful.
If you go back and listen to his original version like that, there is a couple of spots in there that's like that.
Oh,
you can hear where they come from, because we did actually take a lot of stuff. There was a couple of different versions that we'd heard over the years of that song that we borrowed a couple of things from here and there, but that's ultimately where it all come from.
Yeah.
So it's just a cool version of it. It's like I say, if you go in there right after listening to the Special C version and then listen to that, it's beautiful. I mean, it's night and day different, but the piano work and stuff in his version is just gorgeous. So.
Oh yeah, it is. It's really something else. But it's just hard to beat. I mean, it's just...
As the frost shows on the
This is that
windows, and the wood stove smokes low. As
my
the
favorite
fire
part.
grows, we can warm our
Coming up.
souls, watching rainbows in the cold. And we'll talk of trails we
I never listen to that song. I don't do that. And believe me, I've listened to it a bunch.
Oh, that's
so
too
cool.
funny.
2002. You was a youngster, man.
I was, man. I was 21 there.
Whew.
Listen to
21.
that young voice.
Oh, let's see. So let's do some math. So you're going to be 44?
45.
45
Yeah, be 45.
Thursday.
Yep.
Man, that's cool. Well, many moons ago.
Yeah. Ready or not, here comes 45. So,
Oh, well, you don't look a day over 44, man.
well, I appreciate
No
that.
problem. All right, folks. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Hometown Bluegrass Show. We've had fun. I hope you have. And always remember, you got time to breathe.
You got time for music, right, Weldon?
That's going to do it for this episode of the Hometown Bluegrass Show. Thanks for spending some time with your hosts, Tim Batts and Josh Williams. We hope you learned a little and laughed a lot. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode from the heart of bluegrass. Until next time, keep picking, keep grinning. Tim and Josh look forward to seeing you down the road.